All right, folks, listen up, because what I'm about to drop on you is going to sound like straight-up fantasy. But it is 100% real, United States Department of Agriculture style real. Did you know that right now in the United States of America, there's over $150 million just sitting there every single year, waiting for regular people like you and me to claim it for organic farming, and nobody's picking it up? That is not a typo. That is not some internet scam. That is actual free money that Congress already approved, and it is collecting dust, because most people think organic farming grants are only for giant corporations or hippie billionaires with 10,000 acres in California. Nope, not even close. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Organic Matters, the only channel on YouTube that will tell you the truth about getting rich while saving the soil and not losing your mind in the process. If you are new here, you are in the right place, because we do not sugarcoat stuff and we do not sell you dreams that cost $20,000. We show you how to actually make money with dirt. Today we are diving deep into organic farming grants, that free money you are not claiming, and trust me, after this video, you are going to be mad that you did not know this sooner. So grab your coffee, grab your notebook, and let us get into it. First things first, let us kill the biggest myth right out of the gate. Most folks think you need to own a farm already to get a grant. Wrong. Dead wrong. In America, you can get an organic farming grant before you even own a single chicken. The United States Department of Agriculture has beginner farmer and rancher programs that are literally designed for people who have never farmed before. They want new blood. They are desperate for new blood. The average American farmer right now is like 60 years old. They are retiring left and right, and the government is freaking out about who is going to grow food next. So if you are young or young at heart and you have a little bit of hustle, you are exactly what they want to throw money at. So here's the real deal. There are 5 massive secrets that most people get totally wrong about organic farming grants, and if you get these right, you can literally fund your entire startup without going into debt. And I'm not talking about $500 here and there. I'm talking about $20,000, $50,000, even up to $250,000 if you stack these right. Secret number 1, people think grants are loans in disguise. Nope, that is the broke mindset talking. A grant is not a loan. You do not pay it back ever. It is not like student loans where they haunt you till you are 80. The government gives you this money because it wants you to succeed at organic. Why? Because organic food is booming. Americans are spending over $60 billion a year on organic, and we cannot even grow enough of it here, so we import a ton. That is embarrassing for a country with as much farmland as we have. So Washington would rather pay you to grow organic tomatoes in Ohio than pay to ship them from Mexico. It is common sense. If you think free money is not real, you have never dealt with the United States Department of Agriculture. Secret number 2, people chase the wrong grant. Everybody and their mom applies for the same super famous grant and then cries when they get rejected because 10,000 people applied. Meanwhile, there are these low-key state-level grants and local county grants that have like 12 applicants. For real. I am talking about your State Department of Agriculture, your local soil and water district, your county extension office. These places have money that they have to give away by September or they lose it. I have seen people get $15,000 for a high tunnel just because they were the only person in their county who asked, stop trying to be fancy. Go where the competition is not. Secret number 3, you do not need to be certified organic on day 1 to get organic money. This is huge. So many people think they need to wait 3 years for organic certification before they can get a dime. That is completely backwards. There are grants that pay for your certification. There are grants that pay for your transition period when you are switching from regular to organic and your yields might dip a little. The government knows it costs money to go organic, so they literally have a program called the Organic Certification Cost Share Program that reimburses you up to 75% of what you spend getting certified. Plus, the Environmental Quality Incentives Program will pay you for the practices that make you organic, like cover cropping and composting. So you can get paid to become organic while you are becoming organic. How wild is that? Secret number 4. The paperwork is not as scary as you think. Everybody thinks you need a lawyer and a 50-page business plan written in fancy Harvard language. Nah, most of these grants want you to sound like a real person with a real plan, not a robot. They want to know what you are going to grow, where you are going to sell it, and how it helps the environment. That is it. If you can write a decent email, you can write a grant application. And here's a pro tip that nobody tells you. Your local extension agent will literally help you fill it out for free. That is their job. They are paid by your tax dollars to help you get your tax dollars back. Use them, call them, bring them cookies. They are the plug. Secret number 5. This is the one that makes people go nuts. You can stack grants. You can literally get one grant to buy your land, another grant to build your greenhouse, another grant to buy your seeds and compost, and another grant to pay for your certification and marketing. I am not kidding. In the United States, you are allowed to combine federal money with state money, with local money, as long long as you are not double dipping for the exact same item. So you could get a United States Department of Agriculture, Farm Service Agency, down payment loan that is basically free money for beginners, then get an Environmental Quality Incentives Program grant for your irrigation, then get a value-added producer grant to make salsa from your tomatoes and sell it for triple. That is how you go from zero to legit organic microfarm without selling your soul to the bank. Now let me hit you with a relatable analogy because this is where it clicks for most people. Think about organic farming grants like a giant all-you-can-eat buffet that you already paid for. You paid for it with your taxes. Every single paycheck you ever got in America, a little slice went to the United States Department of Agriculture. That money is sitting on the buffet table, steaming hot, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, organic kale, the whole spread. And most Americans are just standing outside the restaurant window looking in saying, man, I could never afford that buffet. Meanwhile, the door is wide open and the staff is literally waving you in saying, please come eat, we've made too much food. That is exactly what is happening with organic grants. You already paid for the meal, you might as well go eat. And I have a personal stake in this because when I started, I was broke. Like ramen noodles 5 nights a week broke. I thought grants were for other people, smarter people, people with connections. I almost took out a $30,000 loan at like 8% interest to start my first quarter-acre microfarm. Thank goodness I did not. A friend at the farmer's market told me about a beginner farmer grant in my state. I applied. I thought I had zero chance, and 2 months later, I got a check for $12,000. No interest, no payments, just here you go grow food. That moment changed my entire life, and that is why I'm so fired up to share this on Organic Matters, because nobody told me, and I do not want you to make the same mistake. Now let us talk real numbers for the United States of America, because this is where it gets juicy. The Environmental Quality Incentives Program has over $1.8 billion a year. Part of that is set aside just for organic and transitioning farmers. You can get up to $140,000 over 6 years for conservation practices. That is cover crops, crop rotation, hedgerows, compost, all the stuff you were going to do anyway as an organic farmer. The United States Department of Agriculture Value-Added Producer Grant offers up to $250,000 to turn your raw crops into something more valuable. So instead of selling raw organic strawberries for $5 a pound, you make organic strawberry jam and sell it for $15 a jar. The grant pays for the equipment and marketing. The Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education Grant is perfect for small, weird experiments. Want to try growing mushrooms under your tomatoes? They will give you up to $30,000 to test it and share what you learned. The Farm Service Agency microloan and down payment programs are not technically grants, but for beginners they are so good they might as well be. You can get up to $50,000 with almost no credit history, and they will even help you buy farmland with only 5% down. Find me a bank in America that does that. And do not sleep on your state. Every state has its own version. California has the Healthy Soils Program. New York has the New Farmers Grant Fund. Texas has the Young Farmer Grant that gives up to $20,000 with almost no strings attached. Iowa, Minnesota, Vermont, North Carolina, they all have their own pots of money. You just have to look. Here's the exact game plan that I give to my friends when they want to start. Step 1, go to your local United States Department of Agriculture Service Center. It is in almost every county in America. Walk in and say, I am a beginning organic farmer and I want to know what grants I qualify for. They will set you up with a real human who will walk you through it. Step 2, get a farm number. It is free and it takes like 20 minutes. This number is your golden ticket. Without it, you cannot apply for most federal money. Step 3, write a one-page farm plan. What are you growing? How much land? Who is buying it? Farmers market, restaurants, community-supported agriculture online. Keep it simple and keep it profitable. The government loves plans that show you will actually make money and stay in business. Step 4, apply for at least 3 grants at once, 1 federal, 1 state, 1 local. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. If you apply for 3, you have a way better shot than if you apply for 1 and pray. Step 5, document everything. Take pictures, keep receipts, write down what you did. Grants love paperwork after you get the money because they need to show Congress that the money worked. If you are good at this, you will get invited back for more money next year. I know what you are thinking. This sounds too good to be true. There has to be a catch. The catch is you actually have to do the work. You have to farm. You have to grow something. You cannot just take the money and buy a jet ski. But if you actually want to grow organic food and make a living from a small piece of land in the United States of America, there has never been a better time in history. Land is expensive, yes, but money to farm it organically is everywhere if you know where to look. Think about it. In a country where people go $50,000 into debt for a degree they never use, you can get $50,000 for free to learn how to feed your community. That is the American dream right there. That is freedom. So to wrap this up, stop telling yourself that you need to wait. Stop telling yourself that you need to save for 10 years. Stop thinking that organic farming is only for rich folks with trust funds. The United States Department of Agriculture is literally begging people like you to step up and grow clean food. Now, before we jump into that insane case study about being debt-free by 30 with an organic microfarm, I want to hear from you. Here's the debate starter. In America right now, do you think the government should be giving even more free money to small organic farmers to rebuild local food systems? Or should that money go to big conventional farms that already feed millions? I know this is going to get spicy in the comments, and I am here for it. Drop your take below. Do not hold back. Let us argue like family at a barbecue. If you got value from this video, smash that subscribe button for Organic Matters, because next up I'm breaking down a real-life case study of how one couple in their 20s went debt-free by 30 with just a half-acre organic microfarm in the middle of Tennessee. No inheritance, no fancy degree, just grants, grit, and a lot of compost. You are not going to want to miss it because I am showing their exact numbers, their exact grants, and how you can copy it. So hit subscribe, ring that bell, and I will see you in the next one where we talk about making money while making the soil better. Let us grow together. And let me add a little more real talk here, because I see this mistake every single day in America. People in the United States love to overthink. They will spend 6 months watching YouTube videos about soil pH and never plant a single seed. They will spend a year researching tractors they cannot afford. Meanwhile, the person who just starts with a shovel and a pile of compost and a grant application is already making money at the farmer's market. Grants reward action takers. The application itself asks, what have you done already? If you have already grown something, even if it is just tomatoes in buckets on your apartment balcony in Brooklyn, you have a better story than the person with a perfect business plan on paper and zero dirt under their nails. So start small and start now. That is the American hustle way. Another thing that trips people up is thinking you need to live in the middle of nowhere in Kansas to farm. You do not. Some of the most profitable organic microfarms in the United States of America are inside city limits. We are talking about Los Angeles, Austin, Detroit, Philadelphia, Miami. Urban farming grants are exploding right now because cities want green space and local jobs. The United States Department of Agriculture has specific urban agriculture grants that can pay for raised beds, soil remediation, rainwater catchment, even cool storage. If you have a vacant lot in your neighborhood that the city owns, you can often lease it for $1 a year if you promise to farm it organically. Pair that lease with a grant and you have a farm with almost zero overhead. Let us break down a few more grants that are flying under the radar for most beginners in America. The Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program is not a direct cash grant to you, but it funds organizations that train you for free. So you get free mentorship, free workshops, free business planning, all paid for by federal money. That saves you thousands. The Community Food Projects Grant gives up to $400,000 to groups that want to fight food insecurity with local organic food. If you partner with a church, a school, or a nonprofit, you can be the farmer who gets paid to feed the hood. That is impact and income at the same time. The Farmers Market Promotion Program will pay you to actually market your organic produce. So you grew the food, now they give you money to tell people about it, build a website, run ads, get a tent, print flyers. Most farmers are terrible at marketing, so this grant is clutch. The Rural Energy for America program will pay up to 50% of your solar panels, your coolers, your energy-efficient greenhouse heaters. Imagine getting free electricity for your farm because the government wants you to be green. That is a no-brainer. Now you might be asking, how do I find all these grants without losing my mind scrolling government websites that look like they were built in 1995? I get it. Government websites are ugly and confusing. Here's my favorite trick. Go to your web browser and type in your state plus Department of Agriculture grants. Then type in United States Department of Agriculture grants for organic beginners. Then call the number that shows up. Seriously, just call. An actual human in America will pick up, and they are usually super nice because nobody ever calls them. They are bored and they have money to give. Also, check out local community colleges and extension offices. They often have grant writing workshops for $10 or even free. You show up, they give you coffee and a template, and you walk out with a finished application. That is how I got my second grant. Let me tell you what this looks like in real life in the United States. Picture a regular dude in Ohio with a half acre behind his mom's house. He gets a $5,000 state beginner grant for tools and seeds. Then he gets an environmental quality incentives program payment for planting cover crops that improve his soil. Then he gets a high tunnel grant for $8,000 that lets him grow tomatoes all year, even when it snows. Suddenly he is pulling in $2,000 a week at the farmer's market selling organic salad mix that costs him almost nothing to grow. Within one season he has paid off everything and is stacking profit. No loans, no credit card debt, no rich parents. That is not a fairy tale. That happens every week in America because the money is there. And the best part is organic customers in America are loyal like crazy. Once someone tastes real organic strawberries that were picked yesterday, they are never going back to the plastic strawberries from the big box store. They will pay premium, they will prepay for the whole season, they will bring their friends. So your grant-funded farm turns into a community-funded farm real quick. So to recap the game in plain American English, grants are real, they are not loans, you do not need to own land, you do not need to be certified yet, you can stack them, And the least competitive ones are often the best ones. If you are sitting on the couch right now thinking, man, I wish I could farm, but I do not have money, you are exactly the person these grants were made for. America needs more small organic farms. Our grocery stores are full of food shipped from thousands of miles away that is picked green and sprayed to look ripe. Our kids think tomatoes are supposed to be pink and tasteless. Our soil is tired. Small organic farmers are the fix. And the government knows it, so they are opening the vault. Do not sleep on this. Money that is not claimed this year goes away. Congress does not roll it over and say, oh, we will give you double next year. Nope. If you do not claim it, it is gone. So get off the sidelines and get your share while it is still hot. I am rooting for you so hard right now. I want to see you post in the comments 3 months from now saying, yo, I got my first grant. That would make my whole year. All right, I will stop ranting because we have that debt-free by 30 microfarm case study coming up next, and you are going to freak when you see their numbers. But before you go, remember the debate question. More money for small organic farms or keep feeding the big conventional machine? Let me know where you stand.